I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get to the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're getting educated about the show, well, that's when you can click on that merchandise tab. Take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you've come to know, love, and expect from the Renegades of Puck are all still available on our online store, whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, and although it's too late to get a Christmas present, it's never too late to get something to celebrate for after the holidays, so check it out. That's Renegades of Puck merchandise on our website. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us, of course, on, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us on Threads. You can find us on X. And, well, we're doing the best we can on all those different platforms. So if you would please give us a little bit of support there. It doesn't cost you a single thing. It doesn't take you but a second. YouTube, we sure could use some more subscribers. We do thank our most recent subscribers. Appreciate that very much. Stick taps, love, and respect. But you can find us on YouTube at Renegades of Puck. You can find full episodes of Renegades of Puck TV. You can find our previews, our breakdowns, our analysis, all of our different analyst segments, all of it right there. And it is on our YouTube channel. The audio podcast going from local to global this year, thanks to the Full Press NHL Network. The Full Press Predators podcast has been heard by over 7.1 million people in the year 2023, and we are closing the year out strong. So we sure do appreciate each and every one of you for helping us out. You can find us on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, several other podcast platforms. Just search Renegades of Puck in your preferred platform. Today, Venmo is how you can support the show with a financial donation. Just search Renegades of Puck in Venmo or scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. Thanks to generous Renegades just like you watching and listening right now at home, we've been able to make significant upgrades to the show, especially the technology behind the scenes. So we sure are very appreciative of everyone who's been willing to make a donation and able to make a donation in the year 2023. Every dollar goes a long way to helping this independent operation. So again, stick taps, love, and respect. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 842. That's right. Time for show number 842. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in fourth place in the Central Division after 33 games. Skated a record of 19-14-0. That's 38 points. Has them 4 points shy of the first place Dallas Stars. The Nashville Predators' next game will take place on home ice, where they have a record of 11-7-0 against those very same Dallas Stars that I just mentioned. Let's go back and start with the division because it all works together in this one. The Dallas Stars are in first place in the Central Division after 31 games skated. They have a record of 19-8-4, 42 points overall on the road, which is where their next game will take place in Nashville. They have a record of 9-3-3. The Dallas Stars have scored 111 goals. They've given up 98. That's a goal differential of plus 13. The Preds have scored 105 goals and given up 101 goals. They have a goal differential of plus 4. Now, the Central Division standings updated. 42 points, Dallas in first place. The Colorado Avalanche also with 42 points, but have skated in 2 more games than the Dallas Stars, so the tiebreakers go to the Dallas Stars. The Winnipeg Jets, 1 point behind both of those teams at 41 points, also 31 games skated. The Preds have scored 33 games on the season, 38 points, 4 points behind first place. Then the Arizona Coyotes are 2 points behind Nashville in fifth place with 36 points. The St. Louis Blues are at 33 points in sixth place. Minnesota is at 32 points in seventh. Chicago is in last place in the Central. That's eighth with 21 points overall. Nashville Predators and Dallas Stars, first of 4 regular season meetings. That's right. It took till almost the midpoint of the season, but they'll also wrap things up pretty quickly. They're going to play all 4 games between now and February the 15th. So on the January the 6th is the next time the Nashville Predators and Dallas Stars will play. It'll be in Dallas. Same on the 12th. So 6 days apart. They'll play twice in Dallas. And then on the 15th of February, the Dallas Stars will come back to Bridgestone Arena to wrap up the regular season series against Nashville Predators. Once the Preds are done with this one game, it is time for a brief Christmas break. When the Preds resume play on the schedule, Wednesday they will face off against the Carolina Hurricanes at Bridgestone Arena. Then Friday, head off to Detroit for the first meeting of the season between the Preds and the Red Wings. Saturday, we'll close out the regular season series against Washington Capitals in Washington. Back home to start the 2024 portion of the calendar on the 2nd of January versus the Chicago Blackhawks, and on the 4th of January versus the Calgary Flames. Let's take a look at the Dallas Stars' most recent 5 games, and I'm going to tell you right now, they've picked up 9 out of 10 points in these games. They're red hot. spot. They're in first place in the Central Division. Let's go back and talk about December the 11th, who was a 6-3 win versus the Detroit Red Wings. On the 15th of December, a 5-4 win versus Ottawa. On the 16th, a 4-3 overtime loss at St. Louis. On the 18th of December, a 4-3 overtime win versus Seattle. And on the 21st, their most recent game was a 4-3 overtime win versus Vancouver. So their next game is almost certain to go 4-3. So they've had 3 consecutive 4-3 games. They've won 2 of them in overtime, and they've lost 1 of them in overtime. The only game they've even lost a point in this stretch is on the road in St. Louis. So, of course, for Dallas, their next game will take place on the road at Nashville, and they do have a very impressive road record at 9-3-3. When it comes to the inside numbers and the rankings in this matchup, the Dallas Stars are 4th overall in the NHL, 3.52 goals per game, while the Nashville Predators, 3.15 goals per game, is 16th best in the NHL. In goals against category, the Nashville Predators lead in this metric, 3.06 given up against per game is 12th best in the National Hockey League, while 3.13 given up against is 16th best in the NHL for the Dallas Stars. In the shots for category, Preds are just ahead of the Dallas Stars. 30 shots even per game is 23rd in the NHL, while 29.6 for Dallas is 25th. Shots against category, Dallas leads in this particular statistical metric. 31 shots against per game is 18th best in the NHL. 30.9 given up against for the Nashville Predators is 17th overall in the NHL. When it comes to the special teams matchup, the Dallas Stars have the better power play, 22.6% conversion rate. That's 13th best in the NHL. 21 out of 93 is their raw data. The Nashville Predators power play is converting at 20%. They are 19th overall in the NHL. When it comes to the penalty kill, the Dallas Stars impressive. Second best in the NHL, just below the Boston Bruins at 87.1% kill rate. Only 13 power play goals against at this point in the season. That is highly impressive. The Preds kill rate, 76.9%, is 25th in the NHL. 25 overall power play goals against on the season. Every team in the NHL is loaded with individual superstars, so we always go over the top 5 individual scorers for each team. Let's start with the visiting Dallas Stars. Pavelski, 13 goals, leads the Dallas Stars in that category. 17 assists for 30 points overall, is first on the team. Robertson has 10 goals and 20 assists. His 20 assists represent the tops in that category for Dallas. 30 points overall is tied with Pavelski for the team lead in points at 30. Matt Duchene, former Nashville Predator, 11 goals, 18 assists, 29 points, having a very, very good first season with the Dallas Stars. Roope Hintz, 11 goals, 16 assists for 27 points, and Tyler Seguin, 10 and 13 for 23. Pavelski, Robertson, Hintz, Seguin all typically do very good against the Nashville Predators. Matt Duchene is probably looking to join in that party. Now for the Nashville Predators, Philip Forsberg leads the team in goals, assists, and points. So goals are 16, assists are 22, his points are 38, and that 38 represents 17th overall in the National Hockey League. The captain, Roman Josi, is second on the team in scoring with 7 goals and 20 assists for 27 points. Then O'Reilly, been sitting on 13 and 13 for 26 now for a couple of games, looking for him to break out here, probably after the Christmas break. Maybe, though, in this Dallas game. Nyquist, 5 and 16 for 21 points. Sissons, 10 goals and 8 assists for 18 points. Anticipated or expected goaltender matchup sees Jake Ottinger in net for the Dallas Stars with a record of 11-7-2 and 901 save percentage, 2.93 goals against average, and 1 shutout on the season. UC Saros, 15-11-0. Those 15 wins represent a tie for second overall in the NHL. 909 save percentage, 2.81 goals against average. It's first place versus fourth place in the Central Division, separated by only 4 points. The first meeting of the season between these two Central Division rivals. It's a critical and pivotal matchup in the Central Division, the Western Conference overall, and in the playoff picture. It's a really good measuring stick game for this Nashville Predators team. The Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche, and Winnipeg Jets are continuing to do the 3-team weave at the top of the division to determine who's in first place. Any given day, it's a different team as, again, they continue weaving along. With the Nashville Predators continue persisting there right at fourth place. If they can score a big victory over the Dallas Stars on home ice, they'll go into the Christmas break as part of the group of 4 that is solidly atop the Central Division, and nobody saw that coming. That's got you all set up for the Preds and the Stars at Bridgestone Arena. Remember, special start time afternoon game, and then it's off to the Christmas break. But before we do any of that, we got to go back. We got to talk about what happened with the Nashville Predators closing out the regular season series in Philadelphia against the Flyers. They just played about a week and a half ago, and they're playing again already. Let's check out what happened on the Reverb Sports full game recap coming up next.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back December the 21st of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were in Philadelphia to close out the regular season series against the Flyers. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista, Trennan, Sissons, Tomasino, Smith, and McCarron, 11 forwards. That means 7 defensemen. McDonough and Yossi, Luzon and Carrier, Barry and Shen. Dante Fabro gets his chance to get back into the lineup for the Nashville Predators. UC Saros gets the start in Philadelphia against the Flyers. We are 36 seconds into the game, and it's UC Saros coming up with the first save of the game. It's coming up on York on a wrist shot. 106 of the first period. Sarson coming up with a save on Colton Sissons. That's the first shot on goal for the Nashville Predators. At 1:31 of the first period, it's Frost with his 4th goal of the season, giving the Philadelphia Flyers a 1-0 lead, just 91 seconds into the game. But listen to how this thing unfolds. Behind the net, the Preds try to make the play around the wall. The puck ends up going off of the leg of Frost, over the back of the net, off of the back of UC Saros, and then in to the net. One of the more improbable goals that you're going to see, but these types of things do happen from time to time in the NHL. It can be a wacky game. So Frost's 4th goal of the season, no matter how it happens, gives the Philadelphia Flyers a 1-goal lead. 3:35 into the first period. Forsberg takes the first penalty of the game. He's off the box, 2 minutes for tripping. That's going to be Saros coming up with a save on Tippett. Then UC Saros coming up with another save on Poling. We return to 5-on-5 hockey in a 5:44 of the first period. Sarson coming in with a save on Philip Forsberg off the rush, close range, right out of the box and onto the offense for Philip Forsberg. 6:20 of the first period. UC Saros coming with a save on Lawton. 7:27 of the first. Saros comes up with a save on Couturier. 9:09. Saros another save on Farabee at 9:57 of the first period. Sarson comes up with a save on Forsberg, plus the follow-up play right here. We're halfway through the first period already. 12:20 into the first. It's Saros coming up with a save on Farabee. 14:06. Saros another save, this time on Tippett. 16:07. Preds get a good scoring opportunity that's turned away. This time it was by Sherwood. 16:55 of the first period. It's Sanheim off the box. 2 minutes for holding. This would be an outstanding penalty kill by the Philadelphia Flyers. They would not give up a single shot on goal. As a matter of fact, they would be more troublesome on the Nashville Predators offensive side of the end of the ice, and the Nashville Predators would be on the Philadelphia side of the ice over the course of these 2 minutes, or 19:11 of the first period. UC Saros comes with a save on Sanheim, and we hit the end of the first period with the Philadelphia Flyers out shooting the Nashville Predators 13-9. We go 26 seconds into the second period, and it's Ryan McDonough off the box. 2 minutes for hooking. This is where we find Smith scoring a shorthanded goal for the Nashville Predators. His 5th of the season, gets the Preds on the boards. A strong finish on the shorthanded drive to the net. Again, Cole Smith shorthanded for the Preds, breaks through Philadelphia 1-1, but the Flyers continue on the power play. Nashville Predators PK would stand tall the remainder of the penalty kill. At 4:08 of the second period, it's McDonough off the box. 2 minutes for holding. It works so well for the Preds, they figured they'd try it again. But this time it goes the opposite direction, and it's Couturier picking up his 8th goal of the season. Man, is this guy good in tight areas, close range, stick handling in a phone booth, outweighting UC Saros. As soon as Saros goes for the poke, the 5-hole opens up, and the puck is deposited through. Couturier's 8th of the season gives the Philadelphia Flyers back their 1-goal lead. Now they are leading 2-1 here early in the second period. McDonough already 2 penalties in the first 5 minutes of the second period. 5:24 of the second period. Philip Tomasino's 3rd goal of the season, tying the game up at 2 apiece. Nashville Predators get their 2nd goal of the game. The deke takes Arizona out of position, and the backhand finishes. A really tremendously great move, and another good stick handle in close range. Tomasino matching Couturier's effort from earlier from the Flyers. Now for the Preds, and the Preds give Tomasino's 3rd goal of the season, their 2nd goal of the game. The game tied at 2 apiece. At 6:02 of the second period, Saros comes with a save on Atkinson. 7:23 of the second period, Sarson coming with a save on Luke Evangelista. 8:16 of the second period, Sarson comes with a save on O'Reilly's between the legs attempt. If this had been successful, it would have made the end of the year, not Predators highlight reel, it would have made the end of the year league highlight reel. O'Reilly between the legs with the redirect at the top of the crease turned aside. 8:38 of the second period's Walker off the box. 2 minutes for interference. Arsankos with a save on Roman Josi, but then Couturier picks up a penalty. 2 minutes for tripping. We'd see a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds, but as that call is being made on the delay, it'd be O'Reilly tipping the puck into the net. Clearly a high stick. They took the time to go through the process. It was waved off initially, then it was reviewed, then it was discussed. They actually did go through the effort of the process with this one. Clearly a high stick here by O'Reilly. Goal taken off the board. 5-on-3 power play for 30 seconds. The Philadelphia PK, though, strong. As a matter of fact, it would be Konecny coming up with a shorthanded chance for the Philadelphia Flyers during this 5-on-3 penalty kill. 12:08. Herson comes with a save on Tommy Novak. 12:37 of the second period. Trennan is out of this game. 5 minutes for boarding plus a game misconduct. Initially called 2 for check to the head, then called a major for check to the head, then it called properly a 5-minute penalty for boarding and a game misconduct. So the Predators are about to be on the penalty kill for the next 5 minutes of this game. UC Saros comes with a save on Lawton, and Saros has to come up with another save on Frost. Nashville Predators PK is doing an incredible job out there, keeping everything to the outside, and that's where we find Atkinson coming away with a 2-minute penalty for slashing, making it a 4-on-4 situation. So the Philadelphia Flyers' major power play is effectively over at this moment in time. Saros comes up with a save on York, though, during the 4-on-4. Then Saros comes up with another save on Tippett during the 4-on-4. The Preds would have a short power play, but it would be killed off easily by Philadelphia. 19:44 of the second period. It's Stahl off to the box. 2 minutes for interference on Sherwood. That would carry over into the third period, but at the end of the second period, it's Philadelphia out shooting Nashville 26-18. Tied at 2 going into the third on the clean sheet. It's 1:01 in. Preds still on the power play. Herson comes with a save on Philip Forsberg just after the power play expires. He comes up with another save on Dante Fabro at the 1:57 mark of the third period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Tippett, his first touch of the period. 3:46 of the third period. Herson coming up with a save on Cole Smith at 4:11. Saros comes with a save on Lawton at the 5:06 mark of the third period. Herson comes with a save on Luke Evangelista at 6:48 of the third period. UC Saros coming to save on Atkinson's breakaway. Easily the biggest play of the game for UC Saros. Tie game, and he is able to keep the puck underneath his belly, maybe the cuff of the pants. It doesn't matter what stopped it. It doesn't make it underneath completely. Saros comes with a huge save on Atkinson's breakaway. He slipped behind the D and had an incredible scoring chance. That's what Philadelphia does best, but UC Saros took it away. 7:49 of the third period. Saros comes with a save on Nyquist at 9:50 of the third period. UC Saros coming with a save on Hathaway at the 12:50 mark of the third period. UC Saros coming with a save on Konecny's backhand at close range at 14:22. It's Tomasino. He's hitting the crossbar. Another great scoring opportunity for Phil Tomasino in 15:59. He's going to get another scoring opportunity, and this time he's going to convert his fourth goal of the season, his second goal of the game. Now listen, he won this battle in the neutral zone. This was a solid battle. Could have gone either way, and Tomasino just had a little bit more compete in him. Then he gets into the offensive zone. He gets himself open in the slot area, goes to the hard area, and gets rewarded with the sweet pass and sweet finish. Tomasino, the trifecta of good jam right here in the no-half step in hockey, from the battle in the neutral zone to getting open in the slot to finishing it in the hard area. Tomasino's fourth goal of the season, second goal of the game, gives the Nashville Predators a 3-2 lead with 4 minutes to go in this game in Philadelphia. At 17:05 of the third period, Tristan coming with a save on Sherwood's wraparound attempt at 18:11 with the extra attacker on. UC Saros comes up with a save on York at 19:59. Nyquist just gently escorts the puck down the ice and into the empty net. His fifth goal of the season, empty net goal, makes it 4-2 in favor of the Nashville Predators, and that is going to be your final. The Nashville Predators come away with the regular season sweep over the Philadelphia Flyers, winning both games within just a matter of days apart between them. The final shots on goal is 32-32 for each team. And for the Nashville Predators, listen, they overcame a pretty big defeat at the hands of the Vancouver Canucks on home ice the other night, and then they overcame a goal 91 seconds in that was a very, very weird situation and something that could have really sunk their confidence. But the Nashville Predators hung in there, and even after finding themselves themselves on the penalty kill numerous times in the second period. UC Saros is able to keep the Nashville Predators in this thing, making the biggest save of the game on that breakaway on Atkinson. So UC Saros also rebounds from getting pulled in that game against Vancouver and comes away with a huge victory. That Philadelphia team is a very, very good hockey team. They're very good on home ice, and they played a pretty good game against this Nashville Predators team. But the Preds found a way to get it done. They found a way to beat Philadelphia now twice this season. That'll do it for the regular season series against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Nashville Predators now coming back home to face off against the Dallas Stars on home ice. That is going to be a huge Central Division matchup. We can finally start talking about that. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You gave us 10 minutes, and we gave you the entire game analysis, box score, and so much more coming up right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. That was a Rebirth Sports full game recap. Now time for some Renegade analysis. Then we'll get to the analytics. We'll get to the numbers, the box score, and all of that good stuff. UC Saros got the start in this one, and a nice bounce-back game from the Vancouver game the other night on home ice. 29 out of 31. 2 goals against in this game. The first goal, absolutely a fluke. 91 seconds into the game, the puck goes off of a leg behind the net on the end wall, bounces up over the top of the net, off of UC Saros' back, and rolls into the net. It's a highly improbable. It's a total fluke, and it's good for UC Saros Nashville Predators. They were able to shake that one off and not let that mentally collapse them just 91 seconds into the game. The second goal, Couturier, my Lord, what an absolute save on or missed the poke on him. Couturier is incredible close range around the net. That's what I was trying to get out of my word hole there. Couturier is just incredibly patient and dynamic, stick handling in a phone booth right there on top of the crease, and he just outweighted UC Saros. I mean, this was top player on top goaltender and top scorer wins this one. The breakaway save that UC Saros makes in the third period is obviously what gives the Nashville Predators the victory in this one. The Preds were not playing their best game, and at this point in time, they allowed the Flyers to slip behind them, and this was a great save. The 15 wins UC Saros has now represent second overall in the NHL, tied for second, and this was just a great bounce-back game. We saw him let out the emotion. We saw how upset he was after the game, after getting pulled against the Vancouver Canucks, and he rebounds, and the team in front of him also rebounds, playing nicely. 909 save percentage, 2.81 goals against average. Very respectable for this time in the season, considering how bad October and the majority of November was for UC Saros. Philip Tomasino, getting an opportunity to talk about him doing some great things. 2 goals in this game. One of those is the game-winning goal, and that is absolutely outstanding. How did he do it? He's winning battles all over the ice. He's going to the net, and he's getting rewarded. He is working incredibly hard. I know that there are people out there who are just so dissatisfied with him being down in the bottom 6 grouping right now, but Philip Tomasino is making the absolute most of every one of his shifts and every one of his minutes, and something about his work ethic that maybe he's learning and grinding away at and using a little bit more physical play in the bottom 6 is allowing him to get back to what he does even better, which is the offensive side of things. Tomasino's game has certainly picked up since being healthy scratched. 2 goals in this game. He looked great. Winning that battle in the neutral zone, it's something they didn't even show on the highlights package on NHL Network, and I got something for you too, NHL Network. And it's something that's not going to get a lot of talk about, but he wins that battle to start the play on what ends up being the game-winning goal. He gets rewarded for it, but a lot of times a player like that does the battle and the jam at the red line doesn't usually get the reward in the effort, but he followed the play, went to the hard areas, got himself open, and got rewarded. Philip Tomasino, easily, a great game for Tomasino. On the road in Philadelphia, 2 goals, one of them being the game winner late in the third period. Outstanding hockey by Philip Tomasino. Cole Smith, A shorthanded goal, new career high in goals for him. 5 shots on goal, 407 shorthanded time on ice. Cole Smith was the butt and the punchline of so many jokes last year until Sean C. Smith stepped up on this show and defended him quite a bit. Then Cole Smith comes back this year, and he's putting together a really, really nice season. He's a really excellent player, and he seems to be fitting Andrew Burnett's system very well. Cole Smith, again, another great game for this Nashville Predators team. He was noticeable, and he sets a new career high in goals in his career. Colton Sissons, Andrew Burnett's favorite player and one of the cult favorites in Nashville Predators history. Now, Colton Sissons is truly one of the most reliable Nashville Predators ever. Another strong game for him. And on the offensive side of things as well, 2 assists in this game. He's 5th on the team, scoring with 18 points. He's in double digits in goals, and Colton Sissons goes out there and just keeps getting the job done. Almost had another tip on the power play like he did in the previous game, but was not able to connect on this one. Colton Sissons, again, double digits in points or multiple points again in this game. Great job by Colton Sissons. Philip Forsberg picks up 2 assists. It doesn't even make the top 5 in topics anymore because he's been doing it with such regularity that now he's up to 38 points on the season. He's 17th overall in the National Hockey League in scoring, 20-24 in time on ice, 5 shots on goal, and 2 assists. The Nashville Predators go the way Philip Forsberg goes, and so far with his newest line mates on this first line and his new head coach, Philip Forsberg seems to be flourishing as if he hasn't ever before. Only one other season has he had any type of offensive numbers like this. 38 points now through 33 games. He's remained ahead of his point-per-game pace, and if he is able to remain ahead of a point-per-game pace for the season, he will break numerous franchise records for a forward and possibly for the franchise itself. Tommy Novak, all he does is make plays. Setup he had to Philip Tomasino, absolutely incredible. Tommy Novak picks up an assist. Great to see him back in the lineup, getting healthier every game, returning to form now. It's taken a couple of games, as it always does when a player first comes back from injury, but Tommy Novak picks up an assist in this one. All he does is make plays, and that's all he did again last night. Let's take a quick break from the analysis. Let's come back and let's talk about the good cold hard numbers known as the box score. Let's close out episode number 842, and let's get everybody heading on towards wrapping those Christmas gifts, baking those cookies, and whatever it is you got to do, because I know your time is of critical importance this time of the year. I sure do appreciate you joining us here on the Renegades of Puck. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Appreciate each and every one of you Renegades for jumping in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. Your goal scorers in this game. Philip Tomasino picks up 2. Cole Smith picks up 1. That was shorthanded. Gus Nyquist picks up an empty net goal. Didn't even mention that. What a gentle, kind escort he was to take that puck so ever gently across the goal line at the end of the game. Nyquist gets the empty netter in this one. On the assist side of things, Philip Forsberg with 2, Colton Sissons with 2. Tommy Novak picks up 1. Weird, not a single point for any of the 7 defensemen. Remember, it was 11-7 to start the game. Ended up being 10-7 for about the second half of the game because of the Yakov-Trenin major penalty in game misconduct. We'll talk about that more here in just a second. But not a single point for any of the defensemen. As a matter of fact, it's almost as if this entire game took place in the neutral zone, even though I know it didn't, because UC Saros certainly had to be tested in this one. When it comes to shots on goal, you'll see the flow I'm talking about here. Cole Smith had 5. Philip Forsberg had 5. Evangelista had 3. Nyquist had 3. Down on the defensive side of things, nobody had more than 2, and that was the captain, Roman Josi. When it comes to blocked shots, it was Michael McCarron with 2, and then Luzon with 2. Blocked shots, again, very low in this game. Only 10 blocked shots overall for the Nashville Predators. They've really gotten away from that aspect of the game and that element of the game as of late. In the physical part of the game, Michael McCarron leads the team with 3 hits, and you'll find Sherwood back in the lineup with 2 hits. Sissons also with 2 hits, and Luzon with 2 hits, adding to his league lead now up to 115 hits on the season. Thank people thought Luzon being traded for was not a good deal for the Nashville Predators. I don't know. He's just far and away leading the league in hits and playing pretty good defense and chipping in with goals as of late. When it comes to your time on ice leaders, again, started the game as 11-7 forward to defenders. Ended up being 10-7 after Yakov Trennan's ejection. Trennan only ends up skating 6:04 in total time on ice before receiving his 5-minute major. He didn't get a 2, a 5, and a 10. He got a 5 and a 10-15 total penalty minutes and a game misconduct. So your time on ice leaders end up being Ryan O'Reilly at 21-24. Not a surprise there. Philip Forsberg, 20-24. Gus Nyquist, 19-42. Down on the defensive side of things, the captain, Romeo, even with 7 defensemen, still goes 24-31 in this game, and Ryan McDonough goes 21-19 overall. Nashville Predators power play has not been crisp as of late, and there's a whole lot of minutes being distributed amongst a very few players out there. Philip Forsberg at 441, O'Reilly at 503, Sissons at 403, and then Tomasino at 256. Unable to convert on the power play, and they had plenty of opportunities in this one. Barry 453 out there on the power play. Yossi 617. Again, just not getting done. The power play 0 for 5 in this game. The penalty kill did give up 1, but listen, they did incredible work in this one considering the situation they were put in Yakov Trennan's boarding major. They scored a shorthanded goal in this game, and they did go 3 out of 4. Your time on ice leaders were on the defensive side of things. It was Luzon 442, Fabro 439 on the forward side of things. Cole Smith at 407, Colton Sissons at 341, and Michael McCarron 220, and Ryan O'Reilly at 208. Incredible work by the penalty kill when they were shorthanded on the major. That could have been the breaking point of the game for the Nashville Predators. He gave up a fluke goal, had a major penalty against, and it did not change the Nashville Predators' disposition out there on the rink. They maintained their composure, their focus, and it did not break them. So good job by the Nashville Predators. UC Saros 29 out of 31, 2 goals against. I mentioned a fluke, and then Couturier outweights him and does an incredible job right there. Other than that, a big-time save on a breakaway. Has to make 19 even strength saves out of his 29. 7 on the power play, 3 short-handed. An incredible game, bounce-back game for UC Saros in net. A couple other things that fall out of the box score. I mentioned the power play was 0 for 5. Not very crisp as of late. That's why the Predators power play has sunk now to 19th in the NHL. The PK, 3 out of 4, but they did score a shorthanded goal, and they did kill off about 3.5 minutes of a major power play against before there was a penalty assessed to Philadelphia, creating a 4-on-4 and ultimately a short power play for the Nashville Predators. Face-off winning percentage, 51.9%. Good to see that back over 50%, but still, for the team that has Sissons and has O'Reilly on it, I expect that number to be higher than that. I know that's high expectations, but those are 2 of the best face-off centers in the league. 15 hits is not incredibly high. 10 block shots is low. 4 takeaways, 5 giveaways. I hate being on the negative side of the takeaway giveaway battle when it comes down to it. That's going to do it for the box score. That's going to do it for the numbers. Nashville Predators got an early game against the Dallas Stars, and it is a huge Central Division game on Saturday afternoon. Going into the Christmas break, I'm sure that there are plenty of people with the busy month that the Nashville Predators have had are ready to take a break, both mentally, physically, and probably spiritually as well. It's been an incredible amount of hockey. Numerous back-to-backs, 3 back-to-backs in this month already, and now the Predators have the first-place Dallas Stars coming. It's the first time the Preds and the Stars have met this season, so it's the first time the Stars, who are relatively unchanged other than adding Matt Duchene, are taking on this new-look Nashville Predators team under Andrew Brunette. So it's going to create a different kind of matchup than what we've seen in the last couple of years, and it's a really big-time first half of the season Central Division matchup. The Dallas Stars anticipated to compete with Colorado and Winnipeg for tops in the division all season long. Who's going to win it will be determined probably in the head-to-head Central Division matchups. The Predators are the 4th team now in that race. They currently hold a wild card spot, and they are looking to break into that top 3. A win over the Dallas Stars on Saturday going into the Christmas break could go a long way to helping. It's going to be one hell of a second-half run, but as far as the first half of the season goes, as we get closer and closer to closing that out, this is a measuring stick game for this Nashville Predators team and one of the biggest of the Central Division at this moment in time. Going into the Christmas break, what a great game we have coming up right here. And now I want to close the show out by telling you this. It's not time to take your foot off the gas. It's not time to decelerate. It's not time to relax and kick back for the Christmas break yet. But Nashville Predators fans, your team is 9 points behind the number 1 seed in the NHL, Vancouver Canucks. They've lost to Vancouver 3 times on the season. That's a 6-point swing right there. So the Nashville Predators are 9 points behind the number 1 seed, Vancouver Canucks, and 3 wins behind number 1 overall after 33 games played. We are going into the Christmas break, and the Nashville Predators are in a conversation of being only single digits behind the number 1 seed in the National Hockey League. Can they maintain that for another half of the season? Can they maintain that for another almost 50 games? I do not know. That is one of the things that is making this season so fascinating, so interesting, so exciting. I said after last season it would be the most interesting training camp in franchise history since the original. It proved to be so. Players that no one expected have emerged, free agent signings that everyone questioned, trades that everyone thought were no good. All of it all coming together in the first 33 games of this season under a rookie general manager, a first-year head coach, and a whole lot of different moving parts, all funneling together. Now, after 33 games, 19 wins. That is only 1 win behind number 1 Colorado for wins in the Central Division, and the Predators are currently holding a playoff spot, something no one thought they would do at any point in time in the season, much less getting near the halfway point and going into the times of the year, the 2024 portion of the calendar, when we actually start discussing that on a regular basis. This Nashville Predators team is a surprise Christmas gift to everyone that follows this Nashville Predators team. They've been waiting on this total rebuild and build back up to happen, and they are just changing the time frame on being competitive. What may have been 3 to 5 years has now turned into somehow 3 to 5 months. It's truly remarkable what we are getting to cover on a daily basis here. It's one of the reasons we're cranking out so much content lately. It's because the Nashville Predators are fascinating. They are a unique hockey story in the NHL, and they are competing at a level that not any single person out there expected that they could. 4th place in the Central, 38 points, 4 points behind first, 3 wins behind the number 1 seed overall in the NHL, 9 points behind the number 1 overall seed in the NHL. It's a pretty good spot to be in for a team that's supposed to be non-competitive and in a rebuild. That's going to do it for Operation 842. We will be back in the bunker. I understand it's going to be Christmas weekend. There's a lot of people are going to be traveling. Take the podcast with you if you can. Keep you caught up on everything. If not, we'll catch up with you after the holidays, but we'll be here in the bunker. We have a full show coming up for Dallas, and we've put together a couple of special presentations for over Christmas. So a couple of best of episodes to help you if you're out there traveling, driving long road trips. The podcast is great for taking on those. That's going to do it for episode number 842. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.